All right, y'all, we back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. This is your boy Pun, man. AceBoyPun. We are going to get into this next reaction. It's titled Moments After Brutally Killing His Roommate. This one was sent by Spider-Man, Ace Pit. He says it's a fire one, so let's react to it together. Let's go.
Mike, you better come down these fucking stairs and show me your hands. You better show me your fucking hands. I'm deaf. I got a gun right there. Don't move.
This is 49-year-old Michael Ralston, and he just had a heated argument that ended in the brutal murder of his roommate, Eric Wins.
Dude, what the?
Initially, it seemed Michael had acted in self-defense, but as detectives dug deeper, they uncovered damning evidence that shattered Michael's story and exposed something far more sinister than the innocent, deaf victim he claimed to be.
Self-defense or self-defense. They were trying to stab me.
Wait, they say deaf? He can't talk? He deaf? Wait, how do you piss a deaf man off? Hold on, that was a good question. Kind of like a joke, but it was a good question. Don't mind me, though.
He has a stab wound, and I just started shooting.
Honestly, it's possible that the guy that deceased stabbed that guy.
Next thing I know, I just heard pow, 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 pow.
Oh, hell no. Who the fuck is that? Hey, Lydell, get your ass up out of that interrogation room, Lydell. Oh, put some clothes on, Lydell. This nigga Lydell up in there. Man, go put some clothes on, Lydell. What is you doing in here, man?
That guy hollered, stop banging at my door.
Oh, shoot. The deaf nigga shot him.
The town of Longview's night of terror would begin when police received a call from a distressed man reporting that shots had been fired during a violent clash between his roommate.
Bro, why that nigga Lydell was in an interrogation room like that?
The man was pleading for police to show up immediately. Officers would be quickly dispatched, clueless of what they were about to walk into.
Damn, all over the wall.
Open the door. Open the door. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Walk out. Lay down.
Lay down right here.
Come out. Lay down. Lay down.
Lay down?
Lay down.
That nigga said lay down.
Hey, Longview Police. Longview Police.
Hey, I got it.
Longview Police.
Hey, you're good. What happened?
What is this door? Don't open that door. Your brother's been shot. Stop.
Upon entering the house, officers found an unidentified man bleeding heavily on the bathroom floor. The victim told police that his attacker not only stabbed him, but shot his brother as well. These terrifying accounts prompted officers to cautiously divide into teams, preparing to advance and search for the potentially shot victim.
Hey, let's go around back. We're gonna go around back. This way. There's a door. Okay, is there? Okay. There's an upstairs, bro.
I haven't seen anything.
Let's make entry.
Second, everybody, brush on your head. Brush on your head.
When officers entered through the back door, they found a man dead at the bottom of the stairs, just a room away from the other injured victim. This put police on extreme edge as they prepared to move upstairs.
Who's up there? Longview Police.
Hey,
Who stabbed you? Where's he at? Hey, Mike, you better come down these fucking stairs and show me your hands. Hold on. Push up.
Yeah, let's go.
You got a room to the left. Push. Solomon, push left. All right. You better show me your hands.
bro, they yelling at the deaf man to come downstairs. He can't hear shit. Mike, gotta come downstairs. Mike can't hear shit. Mike up there watching Wheel of Fortune. Mike, we're coming up there. In 5 minutes, if you don't come down right now, Mike can't hear shit.
hands.
My arm.
Show me your hands. Hold that. Don't you move.
I will. I'm deaf. I got a
Gun right there. Don't move.
This is 51-year-old Michael Ralston, another resident of the building, and the supposed attacker.
Don't move.
Move, buddy.
Don't move.
You got me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Stand up. Come over here.
Hold this. Hold this. Yeah, I got the gun right here.
You have any other guns? You have any other weapons on you?
No, sir. The guy downstairs attacked me.
Okay.
I
Okay.
bang out the door. I opened the door.
Wait, hold on. This nigga faking. This nigga responding to everything they saying right now. Eddie can talk. I got 2 deaf cousins. They can't do all this way he do it. I know for a fact. I got 2 deaf cousins, and they for sure cannot communicate and answer questions. And if they do it with their hands. They can read lips. Unless he's just, all right, this is crazy.
And he made some threats.
All right. Check. Did you check
Maybe
everything?
read
You got
lips.
locked door? Okay.
2 guys tried to beat me up, and I got my gun and shot him and stuff.
Okay, just relax, partner. Relax.
I'm beating third.
Where's he bleeding at?
Michael appeared disoriented and in shock, claiming his 2 roommates had attacked him. He had a clear injury on his arm and looked genuinely panicked, so the officers thought his story might be true. Back downstairs, officers spoke with the wounded victim, Jonathan, who was still alive, but struggling. As he was prepared for transport to the hospital, Jonathan reaffirmed that it was Michael who had attacked him with a knife and claimed that Michael also shot his brother, Eric Wins. This was confusing for the officers, as Michael claimed he acted in self-defense and that Jonathan had attacked first. Both men were pointing fingers at each other. But one thing was clear: someone was lying, and it was up to the detectives to figure out who.
It's kind of hard to gather information because one witness came out covered in blood, wearing underwear. He got detained. Turned out to be a witness. He's mentally challenged. When I got here, EMS was dragging one guy out who'd been stabbed repeatedly out there.
That's the guy at the hospital.
Yeah, which they. So. Oh, really? The other guy's just flat deceased. He's back there.
Oh, we already do have one like that?
Yeah, he's.
I wasn't sure. I thought maybe we had these 2.
No, he's deceased. He got shot in the head, so he's gone completely.
We know who the actor is?
Yeah, the guy at the hospital that Potter's with. The deaf guy.
What's that?
The deaf guy that Potter's with in the hospital. He got a severe laceration on his arm.
To make sense of the situation, officers needed to establish the circumstances surrounding the
Yeah, they ain't got no black cops, bro. All right.
shooting and what led up to it. But with Jonathan in critical condition, he was in no state to be interviewed yet. So for now, detectives decided to sit with Michael for a formal interview, hoping his statement could establish a clear timeline of events and shed light on what had really happened. Here's what he told detectives. According to Michael, he was about to go to bed when Eric suddenly started yelling and banging on his door, aggressively trying to pick a fight. Michael stated he had no idea why Eric wanted to fight. Then suddenly, Eric kicked in Michael's door, swinging it wide open. Quickly, Jonathan, Eric's brother, rushed in to attack Michael. They struggled, but Michael was able to pick up his gun and go to reload it. However, Jonathan managed to kick Michael's gun away before any bullets were fired. That, he said, was why he pulled out a knife from his pocket and began.
What the hell is all this over? This reenactment looks crazy, by the way. But what the hell is all this over, though?
And stabbing. Throughout his account, he would repeatedly insist, "I was scared for my life. What I did was self-defense." Michael's claims and the lack of evidence to disprove them made the case more challenging for investigators. Additionally, both Eric and Jonathan had criminal histories, with a known history of resolving their conflicts through violence. This gave some weight to the possibility that Michael had actually acted in self-defense. So detectives began meticulously interviewing each resident of the building, hoping to get insights into who may have heard the scuffle or.
What the hell? That's a sick ass. That's some sick ass neighbors, cuz. What the fuck?
Know anything about it, and what they would learn would flip the case upside down.
How are you doing?
Hey,
Considering anyway.
It's like a
I'm okay,
halfway
yeah.
house, or what the fuck
You
they live
injured or
in?
anything?
no, man.
Okay.
Just inconvenience.
Sounds like you were very inconvenienced. Okay, you are Cesar?
I'm Caesar.
Caesar.
Yes, sir.
This is Cesar Cassiano, the 911 caller who was in contact with dispatchers during the attack. He lives on the second floor, directly across the hall from Michael's room, and would prove to have useful information about the two men.
Can you tell me what went on tonight that you know about?
I was on the phone talking to a friend of mine in Oklahoma. I heard banging. I thought somebody was knocking on my door. Anyway, when I opened the door, Eric, the gentleman from downstairs, was knocking on his door. And he looked at me and he said, "I'm sorry if I interrupted your evening." I said, I thought you were knocking on my door. No, he says, "I need to talk to Michael."
What type of house they live in?
So I closed my door, got back on the phone, and while I was on the phone, the next thing I heard what sounded like a scuffle. And then I heard several shots. And then I hung up, we disconnected there, and I called 911. I said, "I just heard several shots. I heard somebody yelling and screaming. That sounded like a scuffle." That's all I know.
Cesar was the last known individual to have had contact with Michael or Eric in the moments leading up to the shooting, but he doesn't indicate that Eric displayed any heightened aggression or behavior that would justify the use of deadly force. Not only that, but the details Cesar is about to reveal will cast even more skepticism on Michael's self-defense claim.
This morning when I left, I saw that Michael he looked really stressed out. But I told Matthew, I said, "Listen, I've met Eric a few times and I talked to him. And he's not beyond trying to bully somebody.
Okay.
Or posture with you. But he could posture with you if he felt like he wanted to press an issue." And I think by his mannerisms, when he was knocking on Michael's door, that there was an issue bigger than what might have been casually looked at, something. And in listening to the girls in the van that live in the building outside of, they said they've been going back and forth for some time. So there was some mounting tension over what, I have no idea. Okay.
By sharing these details, Cesar gave detectives crucial insight into the tense relationship between Eric and Michael. Later interviews with neighbors and other witnesses revealed strikingly similar accounts. Initially, Michael's story seemed to add up. If it had really been 2 against 1, with Michael being noticeably smaller than both Eric and Jonathan, it was plausible that he felt the need to use lethal force to defend himself. But there were a couple things that didn't quite make sense. Firstly, there was no damage to Michael's apartment door, despite his claims that Eric kicked it in. Secondly, neither Eric nor Jonathan had weapons on them. The only weapons involved in the scene had belonged to Michael. Lastly, Jonathan's injuries weren't at all consistent with Michael's story. Jonathan had been stabbed over 20 times. He had sustained 1 injury to his side, and the rest of the stab wounds were on his back, neck, and head.
Okay. See, when the facts start coming out, the deaf nigga, your story looking kind of funny in the light right now, brother. You making it seem like they was the aggressors, but the deaf nigga might have been the aggressor. Let's see.
Based on the placement of the injuries, it appeared Jonathan had been savagely attacked while facing away from his attacker. All of this made it seem like there was more to the story than simply self-defense. Jonathan would remain in critical condition for hours, having lost a significant amount of blood and requiring multiple transfusions. Miraculously, he eventually stabilized enough to reveal to detectives the biggest bombshell yet. He reported that, throughout the day of the attack, he had started receiving Facebook messages from Michael. Jonathan was confused by the messages, as he had only just moved into the property and had never spoken or interacted with Michael directly. He stated the messages were threatening in nature and that the messages he was receiving got more unhinged as the day went on. In his last message, he said that Michael referred to him and Eric as cockroaches that needed to be exterminated. These messages demonstrated how Michael viewed Eric and Jonathan's lives as expendable. Remember that Cesar had mentioned Michael's strange behavior that morning? He was agitated and frustrated. Michael also claimed he was about to go to bed when Eric kicked in his door. However, going to bed with a loaded gun, an extra clip, and a pocket knife at the ready is more indicative of someone preparing to exterminate a problem rather than simply going to sleep. Michael's story was already seeming to crumble, and when police found their most disturbing lead yet, a clear picture would be painted of the gruesome night. Next to Eric's body, police had discovered his iPhone. And as it turns out, Eric had recorded the entire attack.
Oh, shit. Plot twist. Plot twist. Y'all know I love a good plot twist, man. Hold on. This nigga recorded the whole shit. The deaf nigga was in there lying. The deaf nigga was on demon time. He was in Facebook threatening these niggas, calling them cockroaches. You're gonna be exterminated. Damn. And then they recorded it. So I wonder what made him come to the room. Did he tell him like, hey, come up here, I need to talk to you? Let's see.
This changed everything. It was now clear this wasn't self-defense. This had been done in pure rage.
Sorry, dude. You keep sending me messages. I'm trying to answer you. I know you're deaf, so I'm trying to knock, but you can hear me. Quit sending me text messages about stupid shit.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
The video completely contradicts Michael's rendition of events and certainly disproves any claim of self-defense he had. There were no threats, no kicking down of doors. Jonathan wasn't even involved until he heard the gunshots. Based on the video, Eric wasn't even at Michael's door when he opened it.
Damn.
He was near the bottom of the staircase. Eric was not a threat. Michael, on the other hand, opened his door, armed with a gun and a pocket knife, clearly intending to harm Eric. During the fight, Jonathan tried to intervene and save the life of his brother, only to get himself stabbed over 20 times, all while trying to crawl away to safety.
Damn.
Seconds before the officers
It's way
arrived on the
different.
scene, Michael can be seen collecting his gun from the laundry room. This evidence, combined with witness statements and Mike's own interview, would be enough to prove his guilt. Michael discharged his weapon 7 times.
The deaf demon. He's a deaf demon. Oh my God. Dog, I did not see that coming. I thought it was at least going to still happen inside the room and all that. This nigga literally told, he just made up a whole different story. God damn.
6 out of 7 of those shots hit Eric. Due to the placement of those wounds, there had been no chance of Eric surviving his injuries.
Damn.
Jonathan was stabbed over 20 times, all the while begging Michael to stop. AMS stated that Jonathan nearly died multiple times, and if first responders had even been a minute later, he would have bled out.
Wow.
Michael Ralston would ultimately be charged with the murder of Eric Wins and the aggravated assault of Jonathan Dillard. When presented with the phone recording Eric captured, Michael pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Damn. What a plot twist that was. Holy moly. Golly. Hey, I did not see that coming. I thought, damn, he's deaf. You know, you side with the nigga because he got like, you know, he's deaf. So you don't think of a deaf nigga as like a killer. But he just showed us that deaf niggas can be demons too, man. Deaf people are demons too, man. He just proved it. That nigga told a whole different story. And then come to find out, he's the aggressor. He getting at these niggas in Facebook. He don't even know these niggas. They don't even know him. He just moved in this meth house they was all living in. I don't even know what type of house that was. Let's start there. There was just a gang of people. They never really put an explanation of why all those people was in that one house, in a group home. But he just started picking on them on Facebook and saying you deserve to die. And then execute out a whole plan. Damn, that's crazy. That was a cold plot twist. All right, man. Let me know what y'all think of this video in the comment section. Make sure y'all smash the like. This one right here was moments after brutally killing his roommates on Insanity Bodycam channel. Let me get a like right there. Bam. Yeah, man, that was a good one. That was a good one. I ain't gonna man. That was referred to by Spider-Man. Shout out to Spider-Man. He come with the heat. Let's keep it going, man. Keep this shit going in the algorithm. Let's keep it going. Make sure y'all send these videos, watch these videos, watch the playlist of all the reactions. If you love crime thrillers, if you love plot twists, if you love all that, You know what I mean? And as always, get ready for this next reaction.